News, Arturo Correa and Arturo Cordero.
Hello audience and welcome to Expendables News.
Today we're gonna talk about Israel's problem with Palestine. Problems that have been arising now for 22 years.
22 years?
Yes, 22 years.
But how did they start it?
Well, you know, in 1988, when Palestine became independent from Israel, they signed a kind of treaty in which they didn't find their borders, but they did define Jerusalem as their capital city.
Jerusalem? Isn't that the capital of Israel?
Exactly. And that's what has been causing the problems for two countries.
Well, that seems extremely reasonable because Jerusalem is the holiest city for the Jews and the third holiest city for the Muslims.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I read it on Wikipedia.
Oh. Well, going back to the regional news now, the Peace Quartet, which is made up by the United Nations, the United States, and the European Union,
And Russia.
has been trying to sign a treaty between Palestine and Israel now to settle the agreements to stop this fight.
Are you sure that's gonna work? They've been trying to make peace for 22 years!
Well,
Censorship? Are you serious? I didn't even say a bad word. Anyway.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but, well, at least we gotta try. The thing is that Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, bless you.
No. Well, however it's pronounced.
Well, he's been trying to not settle this agreement. He's like resilient to the treaty now.
The problem is that Israel has the United States on its side. So, I don't know how this problem is gonna stop, but it has to stop now. And they actually agreed to have a meeting on September.
Yeah, 26th of September is the day announced to have an agreement, to settle a meeting for this agreement between Israel and Palestine.
The problem is how Netanyahu,
That's you again?
the Prime Minister of Israel is going to react to this kind of meeting agreement because, you know, he's trying to avoid that since long time ago.
Yeah, and talking about Netanyahu and Israel, and the United States supporting Israel, being most of them Jews, well, we have another problem too. The Iran issue, you know?
Oh yeah, the thing with the nuclear program.
Yeah, that's
which is a big threat for the United States and mainly for Israel since they are extremely close. And that would be a very, very bad problem.
And not only for the United States and Israel, because, you know, Britain has been supporting the United States as the United States has been supporting Israel for now. So this kind of creates a tension about 4 countries at least.
Well, that without counting the many alliances that the United States has. But that's what our friends Cassandra and Veronica are going to talk about.
Tell us now, Cassandra and Veronica.
Thanks, Arturo. As you said, the USA has an alliance with Israel. But how is it related with the Iran nuclear program? Tell us, Vero.
Yes, Cass. Iran has been building a nuclear plant to generate energy for this, and now they are finally finishing.
They are finally finishing, yeah. Other countries worried that behind this mask of innocent nuclear energy, they may be hiding a dangerous purpose, such as creating nuclear bombs. How can they tell this? Because they have been seeing a frequent increase of enrichment of uranium in Iran.
Yes, Cass. The Security Council and countries such as Russia and the United States look for containment of the situation.
Russia has been assigned as a security guard to watch over Iranians' work on producing nuclear energy and not something else. But what's the deal with this? What's the deal with Iran, Israel, and Palestine?
As you can see, Israelis are Jewish, Palestinians are Muslim, and Iranians are Muslim too. This is key of the relate with the Palestine-Israeli conflict.
So, we have that Iranians are Muslim, like Palestinians. Israelis are Jewish. This is kind of the same conflict, but in a subtle way. If this is a potential threat in the nuclear plant, it could mean that Israel could be a potential target for a nuclear attack. This is horrible. This
Yes,
is
guys.
horrible.
Yes, those are the news. Back to you, Arturo.
Thanks, girls.
And thank you, audience. But that's it for today.
See you next edition of Expendable News in the same hour, same YouTube channel.
Our best wishes to Israel and Palestine. May all this fighting be settled soon.
We don't want another war. Do we?